right, I need you to stay with me today. We will probably get through notes very quickly, and you will have plenty of time to do your homework on the back. Do not do it until we get there. Don't work ahead of me. Stay with me, okay? You do not need to work ahead of me today, all right? You will have plenty of time to get everything done in class, all right? Follow with me. If you can't follow along with me, I will stop doing guided notes, and I'll stop showing you the homework that's already on the back there for you. Okay, like I said, if y'all taking pictures of the screen, I just printed it on your notes. Okay, but if you work ahead of me and stop paying attention, I will stop doing those things for you. So don't do it. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Sound good? Stay with me. Because today is super important. We need to find the determinant of a matrix. Because we need to use that determinant to find the inverse, which is what we're doing tomorrow. And then we use the inverse to solve matrices, which is going to happen Thursday, Friday. See how this is kind of all connected? Okay, they all build on top of each other. So what we're doing today will be step 1 tomorrow before getting to the rest of finding the inverse. All right? Yes, calculators can do it, but no, we're not going to let them do it all for you. You still will show your work. You will still do it by hand. Calculators are nice to make sure that you can check your work and make sure you're doing it right. All right? But calculators can do inverses and they can do determinants. Ready for determinants? Thanks. I don't feel amazing. Oh, okay. My shoulders hurt today. I went kayaking yesterday, and I'm not used to using the muscles right about here. So, yes. Oh, well, there you go. I went swimming with manatees. All right. Looking at the examples that you do see on your paper, what kind of matrices are we going to be working with? Square. Yes, we're going to stay with square matrices for determinants and inverses and solving. So all week long today, we will only have square matrices. Now, to find the determinant, there's 2 ways to notate it, by the way. You can actually put DET to say determinant, which is what your calculator has. It has that function on there. Or you'll see those bars on each side. They're not absolute value bars. Okay? That's how you notate determinant in the matrix world. Okay? So with these guys, we have 2x2s. To find their determinants, what we're going to do is we're going to follow a pattern each time. We're going to take our first diagonal, multiply those numbers together, and then you're going to subtract the second diagonal from it. Okay? So you will always do A times D minus B times C. Okay? So looking at these guys, get my highlighter going for my visual friends. Go ahead and get your colored pencils and such, or highlighters. Okay? To set this one up, I'm going to do my A times my D, which is going to be what? What's A? A is 6, D is 2, which will give me 12, right? And then my B times my C is 2 times 3, which is 6. Okay, we always subtract them. So what is 12 minus 6? It is 6. So the determinant of this matrix A is equal to 6. Okay, the inverse of the matrix, which we'll do tomorrow. And then we have to use the inverse to solve our systems on Thursday and Friday.
But I remember you saying, like, one day you said, like, a bug life, like, how they use matrices and bug life?
Yes, so, like, oh, you mean matrices in general? They're used in programming things. Yeah, coding. Coding and programming uses them. All right, help me set up number 2. What am I going to multiply together first?
3, -2.
Good. What does that give me? Good. And then what are you going to multiply?
-4 and 1.
4 and 1, which gives me So what is negative 6 minus 4? Negative 10. So our determinant here, determinant is negative 10. So notice I wrote my answers a couple different ways. Number 1, it told me the matrix was called A. So that's why I did and I used it in the same form that they kind of gave it to me. The second one, they haven't given this a letter, so I'm just saying the determinant is negative 10. Okay? So what kind of answer do we get for determinants? What do they look like? They're what? Not always. Second one was negative. Is it another matrix? No, it's just a number. Okay? It will always just be one number. Okay? The determinant of a matrix equals a value every time. Okay? We have to use said value tomorrow, plugging it into our formula. It's part of our formula to find our inverse. Okay? It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. If you have a calculator, you're going to have a great time this week. All right? I would like you to try number 3 and number 4. I want you to try number 3 and number 4. All right? Yeah, same setup. We're still with 2x2s. Yeah, we haven't changed anything yet. So all 2x2s are done the exact same way. All right, what do we get for number 3?
Negative B is equal to negative 12.
The determinant of B? Determinant of B, you said was negative 12?
Yeah.
How did we get that?
Negative 6 times 2.
Negative 6 times 2, good. Minus 0 times 10, which is just 0. So that does give me negative 12. So our determinant here is negative 12. Good. How did you set up number 4? So first you did 7 times negative 1 to get negative 7. And then you subtracted, what, 3 times negative 2? Good. Negative 7 minus negative 6 is actually negative 7 plus 6. So our determinant is negative 1. So number 3, we should have got negative 12. 4, we get negative 1. Remember, minus negative becomes plus. That is going to happen again many, many times. So don't forget it. All right, questions about determinants with 2x2s. All right. Here we go. Looking at a 3x3, guys. Listen. The bottom half of your front page is an example of how to do a 3x3, okay? There are lots of steps. So follow with me. Guys, it's all connected this week, so pay attention. The first thing you have to do is you extend the matrix by repeating the first 2 columns, okay? So to find the determinant of a 3x3, you rewrite the matrix and then repeat the first 2 columns, okay? So the first 2 columns show up again at the end, okay? You rewrite the first 2 columns of numbers. That is step number 1, okay? Just like with my 2x2, we were multiplying diagonals. That's still going to happen, okay? After we get them lined up like that, we are going to multiply all of your downward diagonals, and you will multiply all of your upward diagonals. Okay? You're going to add together all the ones from when you multiplied down, and you will subtract all the ones when you multiplied up. So you will add, subtract. And you still just get one number as a determinant. Yep, because technically there's a little plus in front of that one. So add, that came from the bottom, right? And then subtract. Those numbers came from the top. Okay? So let's do an example together. So on the back. So remember, we're going to take, hold on, thinking, there we go. We're going to, the first 3 get added, and then I am. Sometimes it helps just to see this, okay? When we multiply and stuff, this is how it's always set up. Add, and then subtract, okay? Yes, step 1 is going to be to rewrite that matrix. Okay? So we have 1, 0, 3, 0, 4, 5, -2, -1, 2, and then we're going to rewrite the first 2 columns again. Okay. We're going to start the very first entry and do my 3 diagonals straight down. Right? What is 1 times 4 times 2? That is 8. What is 0 times -1 times 3? It is 0. Alright, what is -2 times 0 times 5? 0 again. Well, that's nice. So those first 3 numbers are the ones that we add together. Okay?
8 plus 0 plus 0.
Yes. And now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do my diagonals up, but this time we're going to subtract them. Okay? So, what is 3 times 4 times -2? -24. Okay. 5 times -1 times 1. And 2 times 0 times 0 is 0. Alright? These are the ones that we are going to subtract. Okay? Yeah. So multiply down, add them together. Multiply up, subtract them. Okay? I'm going to simplify. So this becomes just 8, right? 8 plus 0 plus 0. So I have 8 here. Minus -24 is actually plus 24. Minus -5 is actually plus 5. So I don't need the zeros anymore. So what does this turn into? So our determinant is 37.
That is so tight.
So we still just get a value as a determinant. Right? Multiply down and add. Multiply up, subtract. Simplify. Would you like to try number 6? Or do you want to do it together again? Well, you have to do 7. I just don't know if you're not ready to be let loose yet. You think you got it?
Yeah.
Okay, try it. What is the very first thing you should do?
Write it down and then repeat the rest of it.
Repeat the first 2, not rows. Columns. All right, check your work with mine.
Yes, I did it
So
right.
we should get 48 for this one.
I did it right.
Remember the red? So red has -12 plus -6. It's the same thing as saying -12 minus 6. And then in the blue area, we have a couple of negatives next to each other. So minus -60 became plus 60. Minus -6 became plus 6. Did we do okay? Yes? All right. So last one. You do 7. You do 7. And don't do that homework just yet. Just wait for me, please. Do number 7 and compare answers with the person next to you. And we'll vacate. Check your answer with mine, Crystal River.
Yeah, that is wrong.
Check yours with mine. -3. How do we do?
Don't flip a horrible. No, never mind.
Don't flip them. Yeah, that's a good thing to point out. If you do flip which ones go where, you will get the wrong answer. Order matters, okay? It's very important. So, with your classwork, because you have plenty of time, okay, time and a half almost, to get this classwork done. You will be doing it on a different piece of paper, which is why I told you to not work ahead of me. Some of you did.
Who did?
Some people did. You are going to do it on a different piece of paper. If/when, I'm talking, if/when you get it done, you can check your answers with me, and then you can turn it in, okay? My graphing calculator people, if you want to see how to do it to check your answers in the calculator, I will come over and I will show you, okay? You are doing page 788, 12 through 21 all.
Stop.
The first 8 are just 2x2s, and then 20 and 21 are the only 3x3s. All right, please show your work. Don't have the piece of paper with a bunch of numbers on there just as answers. I need to see all your work, okay? Even for 2x2s. So like the first one for 12, you should show me -21 -0. Like that's showing your work. Does that make sense? Okay.